Nathan, but the truth. I want to say good morning to you first and foremost. Okay, I decided to change the scenery a little bit. I'm sitting out on the veranda here, overlooking my ocean view here, enjoying that. Thought I'd show it to a few of y'all so that you could be able to see that. I'm a normal person. Okay, I don't just sit in some little office studio kind of thing. I can be out here enjoying the nice, beautiful breeze, overcast day. At least it's starting off that way, but trust me, that sun's going to be hot. This is the Philippines. It's hot in the Philippines all the time, which is good. But we've been expecting rain. We had some rain last night. We'll probably have some today. So that's my weather report. I'm not a very good weatherman. Okay. I wanted to talk to you guys about all this craziness going on and how I don't want you to get wrapped up into it. Because it's distractions, okay? You have to understand where you're at, where everyone else is at, okay? And when I say you, I'm speaking exclusively to African Americans in America. Because you guys are the center of it all. And you run it around here thinking you just a small piece of it. You're everything to do with what's going on. And language is used to keep you from knowing that, because then that would create an action response. And you have to avoid that inside of your soul because of fear, and inside of your oppressors because of fear. Okay? They're making a battle cry that is being heard all over the world. And it is a battle cry to start getting rid of you. Okay? They've got a lot of actors involved in it. And when I say actors, I'm not talking about Hollywood set actors. I'm talking about a lot of people. I've never heard more focus toward trying to talk to the black voters. And they say that black voters, like, you guys really matter to them. You matter in a way of awakening. And you need to wake up. White supremacy lives under a bubble. And there's different sizes of bubble. Bubble covering another bubble, like the beautiful Russian figurines. When I was a little boy, I used to love those things. My grandmother had some that sat on her nice shadow box. And you can open one and then open another, and you keep opening them, and all the way till you get down to one that's real small. Okay? And that's the bubble. You guys are in that real small bubble, and you're surrounded by all these other bubbles, and you're unable to look out. There are different groups in the United States. You have your poor white working class. Okay, I like to say working class because even though they may be unemployed or part of the welfare system or whatever, they're still considered working class because they contribute probably more to the economics of the United States than any wealthy person. Okay, because when they do work, they're taxed just like everyone else, and they pay heavily for it, and they work all their lives. They're in a bubble that they were attracted or seduced into with Make America Great Again. See, this is a white call for unity. They want, because they know that the lowest white man, they make him feel separate from the best black man, they got him, okay? And so that's what they cling to. Because you could ask them, any one of them, and you could offer them, this is a reality. You could set $1 million on the table and offer them $1 million. Tell me one thing that either political party has offered them, that offers them, that will encourage them to vote for them. And they would go to the party that offers them you. Okay? A step above you. And they will, if they were honest, they'd say, to hate a nigger. I get to hate a nigger. I get to call them a nigger. I get to do this. I get to keep them from voting, keep them from representation. I get to hold them down. That is their only solace, because anything else, there's nothing offered for them. They're not a part of the reaping of, say, the Republican Party wins. They don't get to reap anything, any benefits from that, because if the Republican Party wins, just like in 2016, Republican parties won, they went and made it so that corporations don't have to pay taxes. None. Okay. They fought against raising minimum wage. Who does that affect? Them poor whites, them working class white. So they fought against their own interests. They fought against health care. Who has the worst case of health deprivation in the United States? But those poor whites. They have what's called inbred diseases. They have some serious stuff happening to their children. And all the time you see when they want to get your sympathy on a health care bill or something like that, they pull out some white woman with some little old baby. They got some weird disease that you've never heard of, okay? And they'll pull her out and have her sobbing and crying on TV and everything, and you looking and you're seeing this, and she's complaining because the insurance company won't cover her child because Pop lost his job, had to take a job somewhere else. Well, he lost his insurance. Now they can't, existing illness, they're not going to cover that weird disease that costs a lot of money to treat. So they go against their own interests. There's no benefit to any working class white person to be a Republican. None at all. Except that one thing. They promise to make America great again. And what does that mean? That means go back to a day where America was a total nightmare for Latinos, for Asians, for blacks. So they're living in a small bubble. They want to see a time where they could have the sidewalk all to themselves, where you weren't allowed to walk on that sidewalk. That to them is a greatness, okay? Has nothing to do with economics, because during that time they were poorer than the average black person. Okay, so it offers them no financial benefit when they use that term, because America was never great financially for them, ever. So that's their hook. That's the hook that gets them. Then you look at the upper middle class whites. Why would they be so adamant in putting a man who is nothing more than a blatant criminal, okay, into office? Someone who alienates everyone, okay, that he can. They think that's a good thing, because they see America through their privilege eyes, their rose-colored glasses. They see America as a white country, and they seek whiteness. They want to be able to say that the only American is a white American. Anyone else doesn't matter. See, they've enjoyed the privileges. They've enjoyed the benefits of what slavery did for this country and for them. Okay? The universities, white, even though half the country is non-white. They've enjoyed walking into hospitals and seeing doctors, okay, with white skin and white robes. Whereas that was as a result of exclusion, not because whites were better doctors. In fact, they have been ruled the worst because brown doctors and black doctors are educated to save lives, whereas white doctors are educated to take lives, to go against their Hippocratic oath. That's a fact. And they can't be disputed. So they want that whiteness. They want that image of whiteness. And it's very threatening to see when they have been taught all their life that blacks are less than, and to see their next door neighbor being someone black, equal, okay? Have climbed that ladder, have won the race when every obstacle was put in the black person's way to not make it, to not finish the race, and here they ended up finishing the race, and the white person had no obstacles, had every kind of bill and pass to go. That's that other bubble. That's a little bit larger than the poor white bubble. And then you have the wealthy, okay? The upper crust. And you wonder, why would they be clamoring for a change so much? It's because they've never wanted to live in a democratic society. A democratic society means that they don't get to pick and choose who their neighbors are going to be. Okay? They want that elite status. An elite status means exclusionary. So now they're in a much larger bubble, but they want that exclusionary. They want to exclude others from even being able to come up to where they're at. And so there's a promissory there. That's true. The Republicans offer that. So does the Democrats, in fact. Remember, I told you before, left wing and the right wing belong to the same bird. Okay? There's no difference there. If you would have a easier time showing the similarities and between those two parties than you would have showing any differences. Okay? They're on the same mission. It's just who wants to be in charge. That's all. It's just who wants to be. They're gonna keep the same program. All right. And then you have those that I call international wealth. Those are members of the global society, globalists. They're in a bigger bubble. And they think that this is going to usher in what Hitler was trying to do. And many of them were standing with Hitler. Don't misunderstand this, okay? Which is global white dominance. And they don't see that. They see that as dwindling. And so they're reaching out for it. Italy has gone to far right. See, you understand what far right is. Far right is Nazism. There's no if and, that's the code word. So let's not play with code words. I don't do that on my podcast. France just went far, far right. Hungary, far right. Poland, far right. Okay? And right now in the UK, they are fighting hard for far right. Okay? The far right, that ideology, which is not shared with you, and you don't want to know it because you want to sit there and be able to grin in somebody's face because your preacher told you to love the devil, okay, and hate your brother. And you're doing it, and you're going to sit up there and try to cling to them and love them when they're thinking of a good way where that they could eliminate you, okay? And so you have that real large bubble, which is global white supremacy. And their bubble won't allow them to see what the results is going to be when they enact or get their way. See, buyer beware. You know, people often say the dog catch the car. You know, because the car riding down the road and here come the dog. He chasing after the car. Well, what happens if he actually catch the car? What is he going to do? This is a situation where the dog is going to catch the car. Okay? And it's not going to be pretty for him. These people live up under a bubble. And why I tell you to get out from under their bubble and start looking at this from a better perspective. They make up 5% of the world's population. Their numbers are dwindling because the womb of the white woman is dried up. They can't reproduce. They are not reproducing. Nowhere in the world are they reproducing. They're in fact dying more than they are reproducing. And they want world dominance like they have been having world dominance. And it's not working. Everything they seem to do is hurting them. But see, you can't see that because you're in their bubble. But when you come out of their bubble, you will see South America, Central America, Asia, Africa. You will see them moving in a different direction now. They're cutting the ties with Europe. This is alarming to them. This is why in France, every day they are going into the black community, called the black community in France, and they're killing kids, killing people. I mean, straight up killing them. You don't know that because your media is the same media that they have. They're all connected. They scripted, all their newscasts are scripted. So you don't know that that's going on in France. You don't know that in Poland, people of color are literally being put on an airplane and flown out of their country. Okay? People that have been there for 1 or 2 generations, you know, they're not migrants. They're immigrants. They're people who have chose to move there, relocate there, went to school there, and then decided to stay and go take on jobs. And they're being sent out of the country. Okay? Poland has vowed to be an all-white nation. Okay? So have Ukraine. That's the one that they're giving all the war weaponry with. Okay? Belarus, Hungary. Hell, when the people were escaping Ukraine, they wouldn't even allow the gypsies. And the gypsies, to me, I always thought they were white. But they wouldn't even allow them into their country. They told them, oh, you got to go somewhere else. It's all about the color of that skin, and you guys better wake up to that and get out of their bubble. Because when you get out of their bubble, you'll see what this is all about. What the why CNN, MSNBC, ABC networks, all of them are pushing for Trump. Because it's that ideology. They don't give a fuck about Trump. as a person, that ideology. They see what he's willing to do for them. See, last year, or it was, yeah, last year, early last year, CNN hired, and they said a far right conservative to run the CNN network. As soon as he came in, he started getting rid of all of the so-called liberal journalists and black journalists, okay, that wasn't going to sing to his dance, okay, sing for his dance. And this man got in there, and see, I knew what they were saying. He's a white racist, okay? This man is a white nationalist, and he come into CNN, and boy, he started getting rid of people, looking for any damn reason he could. And when Don Lemon sat up there and argued with Vivek Ramaswamy, whatever his name is, I'm saying it wrong on purpose, they fired him immediately. And all he did was defended black people and telling that man, hey, listen, you don't know our experience. You cannot comment on our experience and denounce us through civil rights, which is what this man was doing. A white person would never have done that because they have enough damn sense to know. But this man know not our history. All he know is when he got off the boat to America, they told him hate and air. So he's going to sit up there and do that, and not having any association with African Americans, he developed this in his mind that we were just a bunch of dumb old people running around here causing problems for the white man. And that's his mentality, and he displayed that. And poor black guy, who seemed to be one of their best house Negroes, objected to that, and they fired him immediately. That's when I knew right then, oh, they're going to do everything they can to put Trump in office. And they have. They have attacked the Democratic administration and have been ushering in. Now, why would they want that? Because they live under a bubble. They believe they don't have enough sense to know that it's not enough of them and they're not going to be able to pull this off. They believe that ushering in a police state in the United States, okay, and all over the world, that they can get things back to where that they could just colonize anybody, kill anybody and of color, and try to extend their whiteness on this earth. Get out from under their bubble, you guys, because they're coming after you hot and heavy, and they understand it from the lowest white in the trailer park to the highest one there on Park Avenue. They all understand the same damn thing. It's about getting rid of your ass. And if you can't figure that out, because you sitting up here seeing assassination attempts going erupt, which weren't assassination attempts, it was all staged. Okay, you're seeing everything. Don't believe anything you see anymore. These people are mastery of magic. Okay, they playing magic because the only production of imagery is them. Okay, you don't create anything to view, or movies or newscasts. You don't do anything. They control every aspect of it. And you're sitting up here saying, boy, it don't make sense. Why would anybody want to put a man in office who raped a 13-year-old, did sexual acts with his daughter in public, and committed all these crimes? Why would they want to? And you sound like some goddamn fools asking that stupid question. What do you mean, why would they want somebody like that? That's who they've always had. It's never changed. They go for the lowest of the low because they promise one thing: keeping you in check. You want to try and rationalize, bring logic to the party. And I remember watching the show, what was it, with Dr. Spock. Dr. Spock would say illogical. You're trying to bring logic into this. Okay, I'm sorry. And the other one lost its space. The robot would tell you, it don't compute. Let's stay to the facts. Let's stay with reality. Okay? And the reality is you being removed. You're the problem. You're a cancer. And I don't know. I don't know what to say to you other than if you don't like what I'm saying, if you think I'm just talking crazy, tell Uncle Joe, tell your grandpa. I'm say, sit down and listen to that man. What is that man talking about? I don't know what the hell he talking about. He just talking crazy. And they'll give me a call. See, I just want to talk and to get this podcast out, because I know most of you are too ignorant to even fathom what I'm saying. You'll walk away saying I'm just as dumb, just as ignorant. But I'm the one living on a tropical island overlooking the ocean, eating every day, enjoying basking in the sunshine. And what are you doing? Slaving every day, trying to make car payments and all this and that. That's slavery. You don't own nothing. But you're going to sit up and mock me. Yeah. You talk about the man that have and living in a nice, peaceful, serene environment, and you want to mock him. Look in the mirror. This is why I'm talking to you, so you can tell Uncle Joe and your grandpa, because I know that you're going to continue to want to be in that you're in. So trust me, when I see a man that's drowning and I throw him a lifeline and he won't take the lifeline, then I pull in the lifeline and I just keep on rolling. And that's what's happening here. So do yourself a favor. Just call Uncle Joe. Say, Uncle Joe, bro, man over there said that he gonna fly you to the Philippines. Y'all gonna sit down and talk, and y'all gonna get together and come up with some real solutions, put a stop to all this madness. Because he said he hates evil and he hates injustice. How crazy is that? Hey, I love you. I am Nathan, and I am that quiet.